Hi, how are you? We're coming together. We're coming to you from the California Applicants Attorneys Association in Carlsbad, California. Thank you to Castillo Montes. They're the ones sponsoring this program. And right now, without further ado, I am speaking to Mr. Stephen Hinden.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you, Steve.
Good to see you too. And I mean, we're in a relaxing environment right now. But Steve, can you tell us a little bit about something? What do you do?
I'm an applicant attorney. I'm here for our convention, the California Applicant Attorneys Association convention. I have a workers' compensation and personal injury practice in Los Angeles.
Okay.
We've been in the community there for 50 years. We actually just celebrated our 50th anniversary this year. Been serving our clients since 1974. So that's what we do.
And I've known his father, before him, and now his father is, he tells me, well, he's retired, but he's still active. I mean, he's pretty much stays in tune with whatever goes on in his office and whatnot. But so let me ask you, Steve. So being here and doing what you do, I mean, I'm sure and I'm positive that you have seen a lot of things throughout what has happened to the injured workers. Can you tell us a little bit about something? What has happened? An interesting story.
An interesting story. Well, I mean, I think an interesting story is just sort of the way that this system has changed over the last 20 years or so, especially
Correct.
since I've been in this program, where this used to be California is still the best place for an injured worker to get benefits when they're hurt at work. There's so many states in the United States that have really crappy programs that kind of wash these guys through the system, and it's a shame because we all know that when somebody has an injury at work, it changes their whole life, right? Even the smallest injury can snowball out into something big, and so California has always been the most liberal, the most friendly, offered the most protection for injured workers. And over the last 20 years, we've seen those protections sort of shrink down, and it's unfortunate. And that's why we gather, twice a year at these conventions and get the brain trust together and really talk about ways that we can keep fighting and keep getting our injured workers benefits, medical treatment, and anything else they're entitled to.
The changes in California. A major change that happened in California was when the vocational counselors, were basically thrown out of the industry back in 2004. I don't know if were you practicing at that time?
Yes, absolutely, I was. I remember the old vocational rehabilitation. I remember the VRMA benefits that we used to get our clients after they were released to go back to work. It was a wonderful program. It was always a program that insurance companies screwed up. It was always a way for us to get extra money, extra penalties, extra benefits for our clients. When they sunsetted that, it killed me. I hated that. The program we have now is not bad in a vacuum on its own, the supplemental job displacement voucher benefit, but the original VRMA program was fantastic, and I miss it. I do. I wish they'd bring it back.
And you used to get a lot of retro VR for clients and for you too.
Yes, that was wonderful. When the insurance companies didn't pick up the benefits when they were supposed to, and the time would just lapse, and that benefit accruing would just keep running, and we'd show up at court and we'd get those fought for and provided to our clients, and sometimes they're getting a year and 2 years of this retro benefit and still then getting the benefit going forward. It was fantastic. It's a shame.
I heard that I believe it was State Fund that had to pay something like $250,000 in retro VR.
Yeah, that's a fun one, and I wish that was still around. But I think it's situations like that just it caused the insurance company lobby to really push for this to get shut down in California. That too many of these insurance companies were just getting hit with these benefits in arrears, and it's a big hit, and it was their fault that they let it go so long and ended up owing this kind of money. But yeah, that's part of the reason why it's not here anymore, unfortunately.
You were telling me something. You were telling me that you hired basically an in-house social media manager. Tell me how that's going for you.
Yeah, we hired a social media influencer, and she coordinates our marketing in our office. You could check us out online. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Hinden and Brzezowski, Law Office of Hinden and Brzezowski in Los Angeles. H&B, that's us, and she's been putting out content. Directing, filming, editing content for us on all our social media platforms. You could check our website at hinden.net, www.hinden.net. Check us out there, and it's got links to all our social media sites.
Thank you so much for that, Steve. Now, one last thing. What can you tell me about the voucher? Let's talk about the voucher just a little bit. And I know that you are a firm that is huge on pushing for the voucher. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I love the voucher. It's a great program. A lot of people are misconstrued about your eligibility for it now, including defense attorneys that work for insurance companies. We have an accepted claim. We have somebody that has any evidence of disability. They're going to be entitled to that voucher, whether they return to work, whether they got a new job somewhere else, whether they retired. It doesn't really impact that availability or their eligibility for it anymore like it has in previous incarnations. But the current benefit now, where they get the return to work voucher, they could take it to a school, they can apply it towards classes and supplies, materials, training, get a laptop, whatnot, and then still get that additional $5,000 from the state in the return to work fund. This is a great little extra benefit, and sometimes it helps me settle cases. When somebody wants just a little bit more, and I'm able to say, hey, I'm also going to get you the voucher, and you're going to have all that great program that you get entitled to with the voucher, but then you're also going to get a check from the state for $5,000, and my office can even help you fill out the paperwork and submit it and get it coming to you in the mail. I think it's great.
So just to for all our audience and all the people that are watching, attorneys fight for the voucher. They fight for the voucher all the time, and not every person uses the voucher. A lot of times they tell me, hey, you know what, I mean, I don't want to go to school, but going to school it's essential and it's important, because that's why these attorneys fight. They fight for the $5,000. I mean, they know that you're going to get a $5,000, but they also fight for you to go to school. And one last thing, why is it important for them to go to school? Why?
Well, sometimes whatever you were doing and you're injured and you're unable to go back and do it, and you might not have the training or the skills to do something different. What you've been doing and working your whole life for, it might have been what you were originally trained for, or that's all you know. And so having the ability to get the voucher and go back to school and be trained in something else is huge. And it also helps a lot of our clients create their own business and start things out of their house, which for some of our clients with mobility issues or even language barrier issues or even limited education themselves, that's a great asset for them to be able to get into that field and do something on their own and get the skills and the training and the understanding and even the confidence to do this, which is fantastic.
So please remember, it is important. The voucher can do a lot of things. It can do even things that we are not talking about, but it can do a lot of things. So thank you, Steve. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you for speaking to me. And I'm gonna send you the post so that you can
I'm gonna post it on my social medias. I love it. Right?
Yeah.
H&B.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you to Domingo Castillo for in this program, and subscribe, like, share. Thank you so much. Steve Pineda coming at you from the California Applicants Attorney Association.